Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Wolverine, issue number 11. This was an okay book. I'm not going to go much further than that, but I will tell you about the book, and first I'll tell you who made the book. This issue is chapter 11, Confusion of Monsters. Benjamin Percy is the writer, Scott Eaton on art, J.P. Meyer doing the inks, Matthew Wilson on color art, VC's Corey Petit on letters, Tom Mueller on design, Andy Kubert and Frank Martin are the cover artists, variant covers out there, and Jonathan Hickman is the head of X. So listen, Scott Eaton, he did a great job on this. I was making fun of the idea that there's a different artist on this because back in, what is it, earlier yesterday, the This Week in Comics. Anyway, we've got Bogdanovic and we've got Kubert doing this book, like two different people doing two different stories in the same comic book. Why do we need a third? Is this a guest artist? Like, were both people sick? Like, what the frig? I don't really care because Eaton did a fantastic job in this. Really good art. And I mean, when you pull up the shadowing and everything that's in here, the inks, Meyer, everything that is in this comic book, it works and it works really well. You know what I'm saying? I really did dig on the art in here. As far as the story, though, it's kind of cool. One of Wolverine's friends winds up running into a bit of a problem. Remember, they're all hunting vampires here. It's mostly Wolverine. And they keep on saying that they're going to use Omega Red, but I haven't seen it yet. I mean, these covers look like, he's going to be wrecking house on everybody, right? And yet, inside the comic book, he's just kind of walking around and he's just, hey, wait, what's up over here? I'm over here now, what's up? You guys got it, what's up? No, I'm going to stay over here then. You guys are now? I'll come over. Okay, what's up? Okay, that's it. I'll go back. I mean, like, everything in here is just, for the most part, it's really effing boring. Even in the beginning, the fighting that happens in the beginning of this, it becomes laughable because they make jokes about it, Sage goes and says, oh, Wolverine did blah, 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 blah. Wolverine report. Yeah, I killed them. Sage report number 2. He did this and he did this and then he killed these people and in this area and whatnot. Go on to Wolverine's part. Yep, hacked them up dead too. Like, it's kind of funny. I'm not complaining about that. It's kind of funny. I like that. But it shows that the only violence that really, or the only action, however you want to look at it, that happens in this comic book in the beginning, absolutely pointless. It's just this shadowy thing, Geez, for me, the only really good part about Wonder Woman, the Wonder Woman movie, was when she got out of that freaking trench on the front lines in No Man's Land and just started walking and, bing, looking at the bullets and, them with the shield. And it's like, I'll draw their power. Okay, let's whip it good. Like, imagine if they just made that scene kind of like a background thing instead. Oh, the whole movie would suck as far as I'm concerned, Like this. I'm really tired, and maybe I'm coming down on this a little bit harder than I'd like to, but this was a very boring issue. For a book that had fantastic art throughout, and surprise, fantastic art, I wasn't expecting Scott Eaton just kind of come out of here and RKO with a number 2 pencil out of nowhere. I'm saying, this was okay. I don't really understand the story so well. There's some parts in here where I kind of want to sympathize with. They are re-explaining the story as though it's been on a 6 months hiatus. The scene with the mosquito, it's like, oh yeah, thanks for reminding me that his blood heals people now, because we didn't just see this in Old Man Logan and several other stories before, but that's fine. It's cool. Maybe this is somebody's first comic book, so this is apropos. That being said, though, I mean, at some point, the story has to continue, and I didn't notice the story here continuing at all. There was no furthering of the story. I mean, how do you pull that off? How do you do that? Why would you want to do that? I think it's time that we start seeing, at the very least, some action, some real action, where Wolverine's just tearing into people and it's not an afterthought. Or just come up and start telling the story. Because I think we've waited long enough. Yeah. Anyway, like who would want to live in a place where there's radiation there, but you have to travel really far to find food because, there's radiation there. Just seems a bit much to me. Anyway, guys, it's just a book. And it was okay. And like I said, I really am way too tired. I got to go to bed after this one. Hard days of studying, my peeps. Hard days of studying. Trying to do my immigration refugee protection and counseling stuff so that I can help vampires move to Chernobyl also. I'll talk to you guys later. Professor Bell, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.